1. The talking dog. A man took his dog to the vet. "Doc, my dog talks." The vet replied, "That's impossible." The man insisted, "No, he really does. Watch this." He turned to the dog and said, "What's 2 plus 2?" The dog looked up and said, 4. The vet said, "Okay, that's impressive." The man then asked, "What's 3 times 3?" The dog said, 9. The vet sighed. "All right, I'll check him over." After a while, the vet walked out and said, "Your dog is fine. He's just very good at math, but he's been sitting here for an hour talking to me about tax returns. He's definitely got a degree in accounting." The lazy pig. A pig wanted to impress his friends, so he decided to build a house. He hired a construction crew and gave them orders. The crew built the house, but the pig didn't help. When it was finished, the pig was so lazy he didn't even want to move in. He just stood outside admiring it. A fox walked by and said, "What are you doing? Don't you want to live in your new house?" The pig replied, "Nah, I'll just rent it out. I'm living the dream, no effort at all." 3. The chicken who couldn't cluck. A chicken went to a therapy session and told the therapist, "I have a huge problem. I can't cluck anymore." The therapist asked, "Well, have you tried practicing?" The chicken replied, "I did. I even took singing lessons. But every time I try, all I do is honk like a goose." 4. The Forgetful Ghost. A ghost floated through a haunted house, scaring people away. But after a while, the ghost forgot what he was doing. One day, he said to himself, "Wait a second. Why am I scaring people? Oh well, guess I'll go take a nap in the attic." 5. The Quick-Footed Turtle. A turtle entered a race against a rabbit. The rabbit zoomed ahead, thinking the turtle would never catch up. But then the rabbit stopped for a nap and woke up to find the turtle crossing the finish line. The turtle turned around and said, "Slow and steady wins if you take a nap halfway through the race." 6. The Smart Cat. A cat sat by the fireplace reading a book. A dog walked by and said, "What are you reading?" The cat smirked and said, "Oh, just a little something about world domination. You know, the usual." The dog wagged his tail. "I'm more into chasing tennis balls, but hey, good for you." 7. The Forgetful Owl. An owl was asked, "Why do you always seem so wise?" The owl replied, "Because I spend my days thinking about deep thoughts, but honestly, I forget half of them by dinner time. So, don't ask me about last week's theories." 8. The Magic Potato. A man found a potato that could talk. He took it to a magician. "Can you turn this potato into a wizard?" he asked. The magician looked at it and said, "Nah, but I'll turn it into some mashed potatoes, and we can pretend." 9. The Nervous Fish. A fish swam into a therapist's office. The therapist asked, "What's the problem?" Magician. Mashed potatoes. Fish. Therapist. Problem. The fish replied, "I'm feeling a little thinned out. I keep thinking everyone is looking at me, and I can't shake the feeling that I'm being stared at." The therapist said, "Sounds like a case of deep-sea anxiety." 10. The Slow Taxi. A man hopped into a taxi and said, "Take me to the airport, fast." The taxi driver replied, "You got it, hold on tight." They took off, but the taxi moved at a snail's pace. The man, frustrated, asked, "What's going on? I told you to go fast." The driver smiled and said, "I'm driving economically. It's all part of my slow business model." 11. The Parrot's New Job. A man bought a parrot, but it had a habit of insulting people. He decided to take the parrot to work, hoping it would be more well-behaved in a new environment. On his first day, the parrot shouted out, "This place is a dump!" The boss turned around and said, "That's it, you're fired." The parrot replied, "I'll take my talents elsewhere, buddy." 12. The Chicken's Workout Plan. A chicken was walking by the farmyard gym and saw all the other animals working out. She decided to join, but only did a few squats. Her friend the pig asked, "Why aren't you doing more?" The chicken sighed, "I'm just trying to stay excellent, not buff." 13. The Busy Ant. An ant was working hard, running back and forth across the ground, carrying food. A grasshopper sat back and laughed. "You work so hard while I relax. You're wasting your life." The ant stopped and said, "I'm just making sure I'm prepared for winter." The grasshopper sighed, "I'll cross that bridge when I get hungry." 14. The Magic Fish. A fisherman caught a fish and it told him, "I'll grant you 3 wishes if you let me go." The fisherman thought for a moment, then replied, I wish for unlimited wishes. The fish sighed and said, Can't you ever just enjoy a meal in peace? 15. The dog with a job. A dog walked into a bank and asked for a loan. The teller was shocked and asked, Why are you here? The dog said, I need some cash to start my doggy daycare business. You know, for all those other dogs who need a little positive attention. 16. The sneaky chicken. A chicken decided to play a trick on her friend, the rooster. She hid behind a bush and jumped out at him. The rooster jumped and shouted, You scared the feathers off me. The chicken laughed and said, I guess that's what I egg-pecked. 17. The cat who went to college. A cat was accepted into a prestigious university. On his first day of class, he showed up with a laptop and a mug that said World's Best Cat. The professor asked, Why do you think you belong here? The cat replied, I've got a perfect GPA. 18. The pig's big day. A pig entered a beauty contest, hoping to win. When the judges asked what she would do with the prize money, she said, I'll buy a spa day and then invest in some stylish new mud. The judges were so impressed, they gave her first place. Her secret? She was incredibly charming. The cat's new job. A cat was looking for a job and applied at a law firm. The hiring manager asked, Why should we hire you? The cat replied, I'm great at chasing down the perfume of justice, and I've got plenty of experience with legal claws. 20. The disobedient hamster. A hamster wanted to run in a hamster wheel, but he couldn't. He kept falling off, so his owner asked, Why can't you do it? The hamster looked at him and said, Because you're putting me in circles. I need a bigger challenge.